U13. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry to keep you all waiting, but we have been waiting for the past week. So this is not a new experience. Very unfortunate. My name is Zaid Mohammed. I'm the administrative manager here at the Cricket Board. On my right is Mr. Arjun Ramlal. He is the first vice president of the Cricket Board, also a director on Cricket West Indies. And on my left is Mr. Paras Ram Singh. He is the third vice president of the Cricket Board. Two very important gentlemen in the Cricket Board and the administration of Trinidad cricket and to a certain extent West Indies cricket. I will begin by expressing my deep regret that for the first time that we have had a Jamaican under 13 team visiting our shores, and we have not had the opportunity to complete any one of the planned fixtures. But we have no control over the weather. It is the Lord's work, according to my belief, and there's nothing we could possibly do. As I was saying to the coach of the Jamaican team, the best we can hope for is that in 2025 we visit Jamaica, and the Trinidad and Tobago team will, many of the players who were selected this year on the Trinidad team was more than likely be going to Jamaica next year, God willing. As you know, there were no matches, so as a result, all our wonderful trophies and awards would have to be deferred until our next occasion. The players, though, would get some appreciation certificates and of participation, so they at least would have something to take back to their homes. And I'm sure that the experiences they have had here, the Jamaicans especially, I think it's the first time that the under-13 team has left those shores to travel overseas. And our own boys would have relished the opportunities to make some new friendships and to get a feel of what it is. So I will ask Mr. Ramlal to say a few words now.
Thank you very much, Zaid. And I do share the sentiments of the administrative manager of the TNTCB about our disappointment with the lack of opportunities to play some actual cricket. But that, as we all know, was outside of our hands. You know, we came prepared on all sides, both sides, and you know, that's God's work. That's the weather, right? And as we speak, is rain we here and there? Yeah. But there was a lot of excitement about this tournament. We were at a Cricket West Indies meeting in St. Vincent just over the weekend, and the Jamaican leadership of the board of the Jamaica Cricket Association were also there, and there was a lot of excitement about this tour and about the fact that Trinidad and Tobago had given Jamaica the opportunity to select for the very first time an under-13 cricket team. So I want to ask for a round of applause for the Jamaican cricket team and its officials. Trinidad and Tobago has been in under-13 cricket for quite some time. Started off with a bilateral with Barbados, and I remember the first trip was to Barbados, the first tournament, and one of a current West Indies player, Yannick Caraya, was on that team, that very first team, and he had a score of 152 not out as an under-13 schoolboy at that time. So it's no surprise he reached where he has reached after the long years of toil and hard work. It's a good example for the youngsters to see. You make your national team this year and don't expect to make the senior team next year. It's hard work to get there. Just as school. You pass your C exam or your exam, whatever it is called in the different islands, to get into secondary school. But you have a long trip there, 5 years, to write CSEC. Not so? All of you go in school, both the Trinidadians and the Jamaicans, not so? And the parents will know that too. It's a long trip, hard work, sacrifice, extra work by extra lessons, extra costs to pay for extra tuition and so on. Same thing with any activity that you wish to make it to the top in. Whether it be culture, sports, education, whatever it is hard work, because at the end of the day, it is you, the individual, who succeeds and benefits the most from it. Your parents are stressed out and worried when you have these important milestones to cross. Ask any parent who have a child writing the C exam for selection to secondary school. The child playing and having fun, but the parents stressed. The day result, the child having fun again. The parents stressed until they get the result and say, you passed for first choice. Let's head for KFC. Right? Celebration time. And that's part of the scenario too. Work hard, succeed, celebrate. And remember, when you succeed at that level, at one level, and you applaud it and you celebrate it for a little while, it cannot continue forever. You have to stop the celebration, because that success at that level gives you an opportunity to go at another level where the work is harder, the dedication is greater, and the input from everybody, particularly the parents, is much more. Talk about having a child writing CSEC exam, and one day you have to carry them to maths, next day is chemistry, next day is biology, right? And you're going down the road, history or social studies or what business subjects you're doing. So it's about that long journey called life. It is about preparing you for being successful as an adult in your career and as a person. As a person, learning all those values and qualities that will make you somebody that everybody will be proud of. And when we read your name on the papers, we want it to be for the right reasons. A lot of fellas fall on the wayside. And they fall on the wayside. In my view, the biggest reason for that is because they're not lucky like you to have people like them, the adults, who are caring to be there to guide them all the time. So when they don't have adults in their life to guide them all the time, somebody else grab them and carry them along the wrong path. We know you are on the right path. And allow your parents to chart the course of your life until you reach where they feel they could give you some more independence and let go and step back a little bit without letting go fully. Because the parent never fully let go. Even when you're an adult and you're making mistakes, they are there for you. Right? So youngsters, this is an opportunity for you. The start, unfortunately, wasn't a very good start. But you know, there is a proverb that says, a bad beginning makes a good ending. So all the best to all of you, and thank you very much to all our Trinidad players, Trinidad and Tobago players. Let's give them a round of applause. And another special round of applause to the Jamaicans for making it here. Thank you to the officials with the team, the both managers and coaches. Let's give them a special round of applause. And to all the officials who worked in the background, including our administrative manager, to make all the arrangements necessary for this tournament to take place. Because it takes a lot to arrange for a cricket match. Right? So thank you all very much. And lastly, let us thank all the parents, those in Trinidad who are present here, and those who are back home in Jamaica, eager every day to hear what's the score. Let's give all the parents a round of applause. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramlal, for those words. And a round of applause for Mr. Ramlal, first Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, and as I said, a Director of Cricket West Indies, former educator, working with the Ministry of Education, hence the advice that he has given you from an educational and developmental background. Very expert and valuable advice. It would be remiss of me if I didn't mention that the President of the Board, Mr. Azim Bassarat, he isn't here today because he left last Friday to attend a CWI meeting in St. Vincent. And that is the reason why he is not here. But it was, in fact, his idea to initiate this under-13 competition between the islands. It started 2 years ago when he first brought up this idea and put it into practice when we visited Guyana. And then Guyana came here last year. Then we went to Grenada earlier this year. And now the Jamaicans are here. Cricket West Indies does not have an under-13 tournament. And we are hoping that through Mr. Bassarat's persistence, that they would see the value of playing under-13 cricket, because it all starts at the under-13 level. These guys you see sitting here, they are going to be the future of Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. So hopefully through Mr. Ramlal and the other directors under the initiative of Mr. Bassarat, our TCCB president, we will be able to get that under-13 tournament where they can play cricket at that level, go to the different islands, maybe they will host a tournament in different islands, so they once again would have that foundation to realize their potential of being cricketers, of being test cricketers, one-day cricketers, T20 cricketers, T10 cricketers, whatever they desire. But in the end, they will be realizing their potential of being the best that they can be. And I think that is our mission statement here at the TCCB. We'll make all efforts to give them the best opportunities. It just happened that this past week we have had the inclement weather. We will all blame it on climate change and hope for the best. I will now ask Mr. Parasram Singh, he is the third vice president, a former zonal chairman, and top umpire, Umpires Association President too. Paras?
Thank you, Administrative Manager of the TTCB, Mr. Zaid Mohammed. First Vice President, Mr. Arjun Ramlal. Managers, coaches of both teams, players, umpires, the medics, most of all the parents. I know much was said by Mr. Ramlal and Zaid, so there is not much, but just to add, in that leaving Jamaica to come to Trinidad to start a tournament or a bilateral series and rain play havoc. I know you under 13s, it could be emotional. Putting myself in your shoes, I remember playing under 14, and my time there was no under 13, it was under 14. And if rain fall and miss one game, I used to go home and cry. I used to pray for the next day and pray that rain don't fall. So, gentlemen, to the national Trinidad and Tobago team under 13 also, I know some of you will be moving on to under 15 next year. Some will be under 13, who will still be in qualification mode for the next tour. Some of you in the Jamaica team, I don't know much of you will be for under 13 next year, but in your upward mobility, I want to wish each and every one of you a successful time ahead, and looking forward to reading about you all in the news in going forward, because I know in this tour, you all and back home, and even here in Trinidad, the news was looking forward to you all. You know, your names on the papers, the news, the scores, everybody back home anxious, everybody home here anxious, the parents themselves, and all of us cannot go how the situation is. As Zaid said, climate change, it is act of God, nothing we could do, and we have to pray and hope for the next time. So, all the best, have a good one, a safe trip back home, and have a good one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, Paras Ram Singh. Now I would like to ask the manager of the Jamaican team to come up and say a few words. I know he's just as disappointed I am, has been looking a bit worried for the past week because of, you know, the predicament that we have found ourselves in. Let's have a round of applause for the Jamaican manager.
Thank you very much, members of the Trinidad and Tobago management team, the parents, the players, the support staff, game officials. Thank you for the role that you have played so far. I know our youngsters would have preferred to play cricket. That's what we are here for. But this in itself is also a lesson that life doesn't always go the way you plan. So here is a moment for you to learn that you can plan several things and you have to be flexible to adjust to the situation. On the positive side, there is a lot of interaction. I'm sure you'll be going home, WhatsApping each other. You may end up playing under 15. You may end up going IPL, and you will remember December 2024 when you started the journey as your under 13. Believe me, it is going to happen. So we accept the situation. We want to say thank you. You have been brilliant hosts. We enjoyed every moment. I'm impressed with the parents, all decked out in their T&T shirt. Yeah. But more importantly is the support for your children. You are here every day without any game playing, and the numbers seem to increase. Today, we knew we were not going to have a game, but there are many parents here as if we had a game. So if we've been playing cricket all week, I am not sure without space to put them. So I want to say thank you. It's a good example. We appreciate that you support your children that way. We are happy that we are here, and we look forward to hosting you in Jamaica. I can't promise you the same thing will not happen in Jamaica. We can only hope that we will have good sunshine. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the time. And I know the kids are going to go back having made friends and have memorable moments. Before I go, I would like to leave a token for the president. Yeah. From the Jamaica Cricket Association, we would like to make a presentation. The president is not here, but I trust you will be able to let him know that this gift is from the Jamaica Cricket Association for him. And thank you very much. I would hope so.
Thank you very much. The manager, a round of applause for the manager of the Jamaica team. Wonderful guests. We have not had any issues concerned about these young men. And as the manager said, that they are pleased with all the arrangements that we made for them. And we are happy to hear that we have not fallen short. I will now call on our own Mr. Bagwandas Ramlogan, manager in charge of the Trinidad and Tobago team, to say a few words. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zaid. Vice Presidents of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, parents, my Jamaican counterparts, my colleagues, the manager, the coach, and all the boys. Whilst we stay here and we say, that please, I feel more for the Jamaican boys than I feel for the Trinidad and Tobago boys, and I will say why. Half of our team here had the experience of playing cricket this year. Some of the boys, they toured also. So only the new boys, missed out. But all the Jamaican boys come here with the hype, and I saw it, I saw it over the national television, and I saw it on Facebook. And I know that they come here eager to play cricket. Unfortunately, as all the speakers before me said, we had no control over that. I think it was very innovative of the coach this morning, our coach, to take the boys out and had some cricket with them. And they seem to enjoy it tremendously. I want to thank, yes, let's hear it for the coach. I really want to thank the parents, the TNT parents, They were there in large numbers, and in case the Jamaicans didn't know, when we toured Grenada, we had as many as 15 parents with us in Jamaica. Not Jamaica, sorry, in Grenada. And at one point in time, I think we outnumbered the amount of Grenadians in the pavilion when we played there. So we were successful there, but we were successful because of our parents who supported us. So parents, I want to thank you all. Take this as a lesson, but continue to support these youngsters. I believe they are very talented, right? And I want to hear it for the boys. I want to hear a round of applause for both teams, the boys. And I just want to say, just as you wait days, and you had the patience to wait to see if cricket will play, when you go to bat, I want you to take a lesson from this and have the patience to stay there and bat as long as possible. And when you grow older, you may have to bat 2 days, more than 1 day, in order to secure, to help your team to be in a good position. I also want to say that starting on the under 13, it is possible that by the time you reach in the 20s, that some of you, the Jamaicans and the TNT players, would be playing alongside each other in a West Indies team. Right? That is very, very important. And I believe that will happen. I believe that will happen. So we're looking forward to you. This is a start. As Mr. Ramlal said, it is not going to unfold in 2 or 3 years. It may take 10 years. But 10 years from now, some of you will be doing very well in cricket. I hope all of you will be doing well in whatever field you choose. I want to thank everyone for this, and I feel for you, the Jamaicans. And so when we visit there, I hope that the weather does not repeat itself like what happened in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramlogan. if you think that I'm kind of dragging on this supposedly short ceremony, is because we were so confident that it was going to be cricket today that we sort of lapsed in having the certificates ready. But I think, Paris, you have all the... Right, so we will start distributing the certificates. But before you'll have to bear with us for a couple of minutes, I would just like to... I know Mr. Ramlad had already extended appreciation and thanks to all the some of the elements that contributed greatly to having this event. Although, you know, the weather intervened so harshly with us. The groundsmen, of course, who toiled over the past week, more than a week, was very frustrating for them to put in all this work, and, you know, it was beyond them, you know. The umpires also, please convey to your fraternity all the, you know, the commitment you all had in being here every day, just hoping, you know, that things will get underway. You know, it's very difficult. Shazi, our own Shazi, who, the caterer, who provided those meals for us, I think he had some talk with the Jamaicans before to find out what your preference might be. I told him that he could probably get some ackee and saltfish and that sort of thing, but I'm not sure if he did. I know that is what I have when I go to Jamaica. You know, I don't miss it at all. We had Patsy also, our assistant upstairs, helping out with the meals and so on, making sure everybody is okay. I saw Mr. Brian Lutchman here also. He is one of the main men, the accountant, who made sure that all the bills are paid so that we would not be short of anything. And then we have Liam Mamchan from the 360. They were all set to live stream this tournament back to Jamaica, all over the world, the Jamaican diaspora and the Trinidad and Tobago diaspora. But he was robbed of that opportunity. He has also played cricket for Trinidad, age group cricketer, you know, excellent. And we still have hopes of him continue playing. You know, he's just back from Abu Dhabi, Liam, playing in the T10 and being very useful in the nets and so. So it's someone that you all could look up to see how far he has come also. So it's something that, as Mr. Ramlogan said, we look forward to seeing you guys, Jamaicans and Trinidadians, let's say 7 years hence, 8 years hence, that you all are on a West Indies roster for either one of the 3 teams or played in the franchise. Make a very good living, excellent, contribute to your parents who have sacrificed so much and continuing to sacrifice, and for your community and for your country. That's the most we can expect from you all. And I know you all won't let us down. So we have the certificates. I think we should get the guests here first. Paris, you want to help with the first half of it? Yeah. Jamaicans. Mr. Zachary Buchanan. A round of applause, please. Yeah. If you all wish to take any photographs and so, you can all position yourselves. Pass, face. Then we have Mr. Raje Magichi. Yes, wonderful name. Raje Magichi. Then we have Mr. Norton Smith. Very simple name. Cricketing name though, Smith. And we'd like to call Mr. Daniel Davidson. Yeah, please. Next up is Mr. Justin Mako. Yes, Justin Mako. That's the guy. Then we have Mr. Navian Malcolm. Mr. Navian Malcolm. Thank you, Paras. I will ask Mr. Ramnath, the coach of the Trinidad and Tobago team, Mr. Ramnath. Assist us, please, with presenting. No, I have to. Mr. Sean Clark. Sean, all right, it's pronounced Sean. My bad. Sean. Sean Clark, like in. The guy who wrote those books in Jamaica. Mr. Jeremiah Johnson. Mr. Andino Edwards. Andino Edwards. Mr. Najai Wright. Next up is Mr. Kimar Parker. Another cricketing name, Kimar Roach. I don't know if he's a fast bowler, but he certainly has that name. Looks like a batsman to me. Then we have Mr. Raheem Livingston. Raheem Livingston. Next up is Mr. Giovanni Bryce. Giovanni Bryce, come on up. Next up is Mr. Jaden Shaw. Jaden Shaw. And last but not least, it's Mr. Jabari Ralph. Come on up, Mr. Jabari Ralph. Yeah. See if we can pick up that phone, please. See if we can pick it up. Oh, paper. Thanks. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramnath. Mr. Ramnath is the coach of the Under-13 team. They've done a spectacular job with the Under-13s this year. A round of applause for the Jamaicans and presenters of those certificates. I'll ask Mr. Ramlal, please, to assist with the first part of the Trinidad and Tobago certificates. Mr. Davis Guerra, I believe is the captain. Davis Guerra. Next up is Mr. Ishanan Devprasad. Ishanan Devprasad. Naps boy, I understand. We next call upon Mr. Reynaldo Siusanka. Reynaldo Siusanka. we call upon Mr. Dinesh Ramdial. Very similar to another famous cricketer, Dinesh Ramdin, but he is Dinesh Ramdial. Nice. Then we have Mr. Torres Sukdeo. Torres Sukdeo. Very Latin sounding name. Latino. Trinidadiano. Then there's Cristiano Bihari. Portuguese Cristiano Bihari. Wearing the red, white, and black. Very nice. Adrian Bihari, come on up. Adrian Bihari. Next up is Mr. Varun Mahadev. Varun Mahadev. Next up, Mr. Rishik Lachman Singh. Rishik Lachman Singh, that's the man. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramlal. I would like to now call on the Jamaican coach, please. Join us up here to help with the presentation of the rest of the certificates for the Trinidad and Tobago team. We start with Zahim Ali. Zahim Ali. Next up is Elijah Fuentes. Elijah Fuentes. Next we have Sanjeev Bachu. Sanjeev Bachu. Bechu. Or Bechu or Bachu. Bechu. Next we have, all right, this one. Let me see if I get this one right. Ja-Paul Barryman. Ja-Paul Barryman. I got that one correct. Yeah. Yeah. Ja-Paul, French. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Coach, for your help. And next we have the final presentation of the evening in this very short program. We'll ask Mr. Ramlal again to make this presentation. It's a plaque which states the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board Appreciation Award presented with gratitude to the Jamaica Cricket Board for participating in the Under-13 bilateral series in Trinidad and Tobago 2024. It is being presented by Mr. Arjun Ramlal, the first Vice President, and he will present it to the manager of the Jamaican team to take back to the Jamaica Cricket Board's office in Kingston. Or it might go up in Sabina Park. So this brings us to the end of our short ceremony. We want to thank everyone again, everyone who contributed, participated, the parents especially. I forgot to mention the medics who came here every day and were ready to assist, and everyone else who took part in our event. Hopefully the next cricket starting in January, we will have a better weather, and we will. Yes, I was reminded that manager and coach, we thank you all for this gift for our president. Thank you very much and appreciate it a lot. So with those words, this marks the end of our short ceremony. Let me mention also the Jamaicans who are here with us. It was a pleasure you all traveled so far to be with us. We'll see you next year. Thank you very much.